Hello everyone, welcome to the Tim Booker channel. Wishing you an enjoyable listening experience. Today, I'll be interpreting a book called Rojikaru Purezente shon with the subtitle, Strategies for Effectively Conveying Your Own Thoughts in the Workplace. In the workplace, people often need to submit various proposals. For example, salespeople need to create marketing plans when introducing company products to major clients. In internet companies, product managers must submit product development plans. Towards the end of the year, middle managers need to provide annual work reports and submit plans for the following year, and so on. Submitting proposals is not merely a mechanical task of filling out documents. It involves a series of processes, including organizing thoughts, drafting proposals, and delivering presentations. The author of this book refers to this process as written communication skills in the workplace. This book is about how to enhance your written communication skills in the workplace, ensuring that the proposals you submit are successfully accepted. It has been a bestseller in Japan for over a decade and is a recommended reading for foreign enterprises, consulting firms, management companies, and corporate training. The author, Takahisa Takata, has worked for several well-known consulting firms for many years, and one of the most crucial aspects of consulting is providing clients with various strategic proposals. Therefore, Takahisa has extensive experience in the art of proposal submission. Through his practical experience, he has concluded that an excellent proposal always possesses two key elements. 1. Sound reasoning. 2. Accurate expression. Now, let's delve into the content of this book by starting with these two parts. First, let's look at the first part, which discusses how to think logically and create a well-structured proposal. Many people believe that their poor performance in proposal submissions is due to their communication skills. They might attend various public speaking training programs to improve themselves. However, according to Takahisa, the fundamental issue with ineffective expression lies not in the act of expression itself but in not knowing what to say. Recall the times when you felt at a loss while submitting a proposal. Was your mind filled with various information, and you didn't know which parts were crucial and which were not? Consequently, you may have conveyed a mishmash of information without a logical flow. This, in essence, is a manifestation of a lack of logic. So, how can you organize your content logically? You need to consider both vertical and horizontal logic. Vertical logic refers to a cause and effect relationship. For example, because last month's performance was poor, we need to identify the reasons for the decline in performance and make adjustments. Or, due to recent policy changes, the company's strategic direction will undergo adjustments. When expressing cause and effect relationships in vertical logic, you need to pay attention to three specific issues. The first issue is to make clear the implicit assumptions in your mind. What does this mean? Let's take a simple example. In a proposal, you suggest to your superiors that you should collaborate with Company A because you worked with them before. This statement hides an underlying premise because your decision isn't solely based on the fact that you've collaborated with them in the past. Your thought process may include two additional considerations. Firstly, Company A has been expanding its production scale and improving efficiency recently, and secondly, this time, your company has a large order volume and a tight schedule. It can be said that among all the potential partners, Company A is the best choice. However, if you fail to communicate these considerations to your superiors, they might think your rationale is weak, and your decision is hasty. The second issue to be aware of in vertical logic is not to mix different things of different natures together. Some things may seem to fall under the same category but have significant differences. Mixing them can lead to inaccurate conclusions. For instance, when submitting a proposal, stating that the future of Chinese antique-style products looks promising is an inaccurate expression because antique style is a broad concept and it encompasses various product categories such as beauty products, traditional clothing, calligraphy and painting supplies, and cultural products related to traditional culture. These products target different needs, face different customers, and have different sales channels. You cannot generalize or oversimplify the situation. The third issue to be mindful of in vertical logic is distinguishing between accidental phenomena and inevitable patterns. For example, if you notice that Nvidia's H100 is selling exceptionally well, and the market response is highly positive, suggesting that your company should follow the trend and create a similar graphics card, this proposal would be fundamentally flawed. This is because Nvidia's success is based on over 20 years of technical expertise, ensuring that their products always have substantial breakthroughs. Additionally, the popularity of ChatGPT is a recent trend, as people are interested in trying something new. Therefore, it's essential to conduct a systematic analysis of ChatGPT's success. What are the reasons behind its success? Can these reasons be replicated, and will its popularity be sustained? If you make baseless judgments based on a single random event, your leadership will naturally question your lack of rigor. In summary, the requirements for vertical logic are: when considering a proposal, avoid assuming that the other party knows all the details, explain your considerations in detail, reduce generalizations, and rigorously investigate whether there are causal relationships behind accidental phenomena. That concludes our discussion of vertical logic. Now, let's discuss horizontal logic. Horizontal logic refers to the relationship between the whole and its parts. Its key lies in examining the comprehensiveness of your thinking. For example, if you submit a proposal stating that the coffee retail market in City A is continuously growing, and the company should quickly enter this market, this line of thinking is unlikely to gain approval. This is because your thinking is not comprehensive. To convince the company to enter this market, you must consider at least 4 aspects. 1. From the perspective of City A's overall economic development, does the coffee retail industry have good business prospects? 2. When considering prices and costs, is coffee a sustainable and profitable product? 3. Regarding market competition, does the company have enough resources and capabilities to compete with existing coffee brands? 4. Looking at the company itself, if it decides to enter the coffee retail industry, does it have enough talent and resources? Only through comprehensive thinking and consideration of all these aspects can you make an accurate judgment. If, when submitting a proposal, you only mention 1 or 2 points, you lack horizontal logic, and your thinking has gaps. To ensure that your thinking is both comprehensive and devoid of omissions or repetitions, effective business frameworks can be helpful. For example, if you're involved in marketing, master the 5P marketing theory. If you're involved in business strategy planning, remember the 3C strategy triangle model. Just like mathematical formulas and physical theorems, every field has its professional frameworks and models that can enhance the thoroughness of your thinking. These are the crystallized wisdom of predecessors that you can learn from and apply directly. In the context of horizontal logic, the author also emphasizes a communication skill, which is paying attention to whether you and your audience are on the same page. This directly determines whether you are addressing the issue from the same perspective or splitting it into different dimensions. For example, using the example of entering the market for A-style coffee retail through thorough market research and strategic planning, if, in your role as the sales director, you propose that the product packaging should be novel and convenient to carry, your proposal might be met with resistance from the product development department. They may believe that your suggestion implies dissatisfaction with their initial coffee product and packaging. In their view, they've already done a good job, so why would you suggest modifications? In this situation, you need to align both parties' dimensions of thinking. You can point out that both sides are considering the issue from the perspectives of users and the market. The product development department focuses on coffee formulation and taste, which is undoubtedly correct. However, if the packaging could also add insulation capabilities, prevent leakage, and be aesthetically pleasing, it would enhance the user experience. Thus, you're essentially saying that you share a common goal, but you've considered the overall perspective, ensuring that both sides are discussing the issue in the same context. This makes it easier to reach a consensus. So, that's the end of the discussion on logical thinking. When submitting proposals, it's essential to have both horizontal and vertical logic to ensure that your thinking is rigorous, without gaps or redundancies. This way, your proposal will be persuasive. However, even with a highly logical proposal, during presentations, you will inevitably face questions and challenges. For instance, after you present a product plan, someone might ask, "Okay, with all that said, what do you think is the appropriate price for this product?" This kind of future pricing question doesn't have an exact answer, so you'll need to provide an educated guess. How can you make your response as close to the accurate answer as possible and convincing? This requires quantitative, first-hand, analytical, and third-party information, a combination of these 3 aspects. What does that mean? Quantitative information refers to using data to support your points instead of relying on subjective judgments. First-hand information refers to information collected directly, such as customer data collected by salespeople or product information derived from surveys. This kind of first-hand information is more trustworthy than second-hand information obtained through hearsay. Lastly, third-party information means incorporating data or reports from authoritative sources outside the company, such as data from reputable research firms or industry reports. By supplementing your answer with these three types of information, you can make your hypothesis on pricing much more persuasive and robust. However, achieving this quantitative, first-hand, and third-party, three-in-one approach requires you to have a deep understanding of the key details in your proposal. You need to know the ins and outs thoroughly to provide data-backed and well-informed responses. So, that covers the first key point. To ensure the approval of your proposal, you need to exhibit both horizontal and vertical logic in your thinking, make your reasoning clear and concise, and have a strong understanding of the details of your proposal, supported by quantitative, first-hand, and third-party data analysis. This way, your proposal can withstand questioning effectively. Now, let's move on to the second key point, how to express your ideas accurately and successfully convey your proposal. Typically, proposal submissions take place in a meeting or discussion setting. To effectively communicate your proposal, you need two essential skills, the ability to design meetings and the ability to create business documents. First, let's look at the ability to design meetings. This skill includes two components, defining the meeting's purpose and catering to the thinking patterns of the attendees. Defining the meeting's purpose involves clarifying two things. 1. What specific topics will be discussed during the meeting?